Now stay tuned for Focus on America, where we bring you the latest in educational, consumer, sports, and business information that's right for your lifestyle.
Welcome to today's special edition of Focus on America. I'm Wayne Stofsky. Cyber attacks on network infrastructures are more sinister than ever. And in an age of heightened security, they become a major issue for both private and government sectors. We've asked Carol Crawford, president of the Saturn Partners, to give us advice on how to safeguard against such attacks. The Saturn Partners works with clients nationwide in several industries to develop disaster recovery plans, write security policies, conduct network assessments, and help clients with compliance issues related to network security. Carol joins us now from her headquarters in Wisconsin. Welcome to the program, Carol.
Thanks for having me on, Wayne.
One of the newest ways to fight cyber attacks is through the use of rainbow tables. Let's start by having you explain to our viewers what this is.
Well, the use of rainbow tables would involve, for example, a hacker taking what might be called a hash and placing it inside any common password cracking software program. The rainbow tables then will index against that to find the fastest way to crack that password. With the rainbow tables, it's possible to take control of a network in as few as 20 to 25 minutes. This is obviously a huge security threat and of major concern to anyone managing a network environment.
One important fact to point out is the concept that security is a process and not a product. Tools help, but it's the human side where many weaknesses occur. A comprehensive plan that includes both preventative and contingency measures can greatly reduce the risk of a network being compromised. What are the key elements of a network security program?
5 basic areas should be covered. You should always have a good network security policy and keep that updated and tested. You should have regular vulnerability assessments, internal and from an outside third party, to maintain neutrality. Always keep your disaster recovery plan, your business continuity plan up to date. Review your third-party vendor agreements for liability confidentiality holes. And lastly, you should always check your physical security, such as access to server rooms and critical assets, at least twice a year.
What's the best way to stay on top of security procedures as far as third-party vendors are concerned?
Well, we recommend you review your third-party vendor agreements once a year, and you look with due care and due diligence in 2 areas specifically: liability holes and also confidentiality. Third-party vendors are relied upon during the worst possible times, disasters, etc. You want to make sure that everything is nice and tight from a contract standpoint should you need a vendor in an emergency that might have access to your assets or your information or your physical property.
Shouldn't it be the vendor's responsibility to maintain a disaster recovery and business continuity plan as well?
Well, most vendors will have something like this if they are used to handling delicate situations. For example, a company that might handle getting your network up and running immediately after a disaster, of course, would have that, but it is up to our client to check that and make sure that those are reviewed as well as the standard vendor agreements, because you don't want to find out that there is no such thing at the worst possible time.
Systems used in manufacturing, water management, and traffic signals are especially vulnerable to attack. It's vital that these systems, known as SCADA, are tested frequently to ensure security. How does SCADA testing differ from IT testing?
Well, SCADA testing actually involves the testing of critical infrastructures. And when we talk about that, we mean things like power grids, transportation hubs, things like that. Regular IT security testing, which for example can involve the use of ping sweeps, can disrupt some of those infrastructures, traffic signals, robotic arms, etc., if testing isn't done separately and for a particular set of steps. We recommend both IT security vulnerability assessments done in tandem with SCADA testing so that all areas of the environment are secured against a disaster or failure.
So much to cover in so little time. Carol, thank you for joining us on the program.
My pleasure.
And if you'd like to learn more about keeping your network safe, you can visit the Saturn Partners online at www.saturnpartners.com. That's all for this edition of Focus on America.